Welcome aboard. If you're watching this video, then let me be the first to say, congratulations. You've recently been recruited in the raid, and this is your first official day of raiding.
Can I join the raid?
Oh no. You've got a lot to learn before you're ready to raid.
Not even join the raid. You're even a solo fighter online.
As you can see, I had FOMO. It was painful to not be part of the raiding community. I envy those raid careers with their shiny epics and fusions. My progression was slow compared to the raid careers. Now I have the resources and balls to join a raid. As part of the raid, it's going to be a mixed bag experience. Sometimes it's smooth. Sometimes it's like playing Minute to win it. Most of the time, it's panicking like headless chickens. Sometimes it sucks so badly you wanna. I wonder why we are so masochists regarding raids. From humble beginnings. The first global raids began on September 27, 2016, the Anton raid. Almost decades later, raids became a trend in DFO, where it encouraged players to cooperate. The rewards are exciting, such as epic gears, weapon upgrades, fusion sets, titles, auras, and of course, bragging rights. It takes hard work, perseverance, vision, determination, and sweat to conquer a raid, but mostly by tryhards and sweats like us. But being a raid proficient doesn't get that way overnight, unless you're a whale migrating from the Chinese and Korean server. Sounds like a lot of hoopla to conquer a raid, right? Hahaha. Wrong. Raids today. To keep up with today's demanding raids, there are mandatory expenses needed for raids. In my personal experience, you will need a computer or laptop with at least the following specs. A GPU is a must-have to avoid unwanted lag. It is also an etiquette to use an Ethernet cable instead of a wireless router. Unless you live in a tiny home and cable setups aren't feasible. DFO is notorious for memory leaks and eating tons of system resources. It still runs on its almost decades-old spaghetti code. Fix one old code and everything explodes. Unless you and your teammates can handle heavy lag, take the latest computer specs. All of these specs seem a little overwhelming, doesn't it? Well, luckily for you, everything is kept in balance regarding technology. But if modernization is the heart of raids, then raid members are the innards. Without them, a raid is impossible. Let's see if you got what it takes. Geared, knowledgeable with gimmicks, and open for communication. You've got the makings of a good employee, you greenhorn. But for every good raid member, there is one who is not so good. Let's see. Unprepared, inattentive, lagging, and flaming at teammates. We won't give names because witch hunting is unethical.
Bug.
You can simply ban them from joining your raids. Remember, don't ban beginners. Ban the bad eggs that ruin everybody's experience. For beginners, consider first farming gold, then buying raid services to gain experience. Don't be shy to ask about the raid and boss mechanics. Training.
Does this mean I get to kill a boss now?
No, not yet without understanding the phrase pair.
Pear? Like being juicy sweet pear?
Once you understand pair, you'll understand your place. But what does pair mean? It's actually a carefully organized code. Watch closely. People asking for a raid. Experience.
Oh, pear.
Looks like the Rapman understands pair. Here's a typical pub raider. I wonder what he wants. Well, if we just remember pair, we can figure it out.
Can I?
Do you think he's chatting? A. A Krabby Patty. B. A buy gold service. Or C. A raid experience.
One raid slot, please.
Pear, you never let us down. Now that you understand, Pear, I bet you think you're ready to raid. Not so fast, Squeaky McQueasy. We haven't even talked about personal hygiene.
Yahoo!
Every raid member must comply with a strict set of personal hygiene guidelines. Okay, raid matey, are you ready to prepare for your shift? A good raid participant gets a good night rest before raiding. Be sure to have stretching and basic calisthenics before sitting for IORs. Take a bath and keep hydrated. Don't forget to take breaks before and after raids. Avoid raiding 15 minutes before having a family lunch or dinner. Also, don't raid 15 minutes near your school IORs or office shift. You can't control how long a raid ends. Be in the know with the latest raid tactics by visiting these DFO-related sites. You are now ready to start the day. Now that you're mentally prepared and hygienic, I bet you think you're ready to raid.
I'm ready.
Whoa there, we have a few more topics to cover first. Your workstation. A clean workstation is only part of the job. It's important to keep your area tidy and free of droppings. Keep snacks and fluids away from your keyboard, but don't entirely skip your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Close other windows or apps to save system resources. Play in a well-lit room where your anti-glare glasses or anti-glare filter on your screen to make the vision in your head a reality. Keep your surroundings well organized. For laptop players, keep your charger beside you. Keep in touch with the raiding community on Reddit or Discord. Prepare your live chatting apps like Zoom. DFO also has a built-in chat function, so don't forget to read your leads' messages. Facing non-English speakers is common in pub raids. If playing with them, you can use Google Translate or DeepL app. Quoting Hans Christian Andersen from FGO.
いい時代だ。資料集めには事欠かん。損なうたびに思い出すがいい。
Very nice. Everything is in shape. We have to make sure you're ready for the interaction inside the raid, interfacing with your raid lead.
Can I be promoted to red?
No. Good job. And now we go from behind the scenes to the front lines, where we'll see the most important aspect of the raiding. The members, like precious blood in an animal, the members are what keep the rich players richer. I mean more experienced than the rest. It's also important that we discuss emergency situations. What are you going to do, raid party members? Sometimes a team member desyncs, disconnects, or goes AFK. They might be in an IRL emergency. Others can intentionally or ignorantly troll during raid gimmicks. Language barrier is also a general problem. The key to a successful raid is getting to know your members. Before starting a raid, either create a personalized raid group or take part in the raiding community. Make scheduled runs with your trusted members. As stated earlier, you cannot control all aspects of the situation. It's up to you how to react like a well-adjusted adult, just the way you are. Flaming solves no problems at all. And so, another emergency is avoided, thanks to the raid lead and its members. Now that we've covered all the basics of your training, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Preparing for the raid. At the center of every great dynasty is the crown jewel, which keeps it alive and thriving. For DFO, this is the raid. And now you, the humble raid member off the street, the all-too necessary human resource that keeps this raid afloat, will learn the sacred and dark secrets of Korea's latest raid. It's been almost decades since raids began in DFO. We covered Anton, Luke, the Fiends, Prey Ices, Sirocco, Ozma, and Backle so far. It's 2024, and we will never know who's next, like in DNF Duel. For my prediction, the next raid boss in 2024 is